I believe this is the last talk between us. So what should we talk about? What's up?
Observation.
You like to discuss observation. Anything else? Anger. What else would you like to discuss?
About keeping the mind quiet.
What?
About keeping the mind quiet.
About teaching the mind quiet.
Keeping the mind quiet.
Keeping the mind quiet.
So, why should there be any rules at all?
Huh?
Why should there be any rules?
Why should there be any rules? Anything else? Where are my two friends? One, sir. And the other one? Good morning. Good morning, sir. Observation, anger, and how to keep the mind quiet.
Poverty, sir.
Huh?
Poverty.
Why should we have rules? Do you like that? Should we start with how to keep the mind quiet? Would you like to discuss that? Yes?
Yes.
Why? Why do you think the mind should be kept quiet?
Not waste energy.
Huh?
You do not waste energy.
You can't listen.
You don't waste energy.
If the mind is not quiet, my friend says, you won't waste energy. If you do not keep it quiet, then you have great deal of energy. Do you want to talk about that? Or do you want to talk about why should we have rules in school? Is that it? And about anger and so on. What would you like to talk about? Mind. Keep the mind quiet. And that chap asked whether it's possible to observe. What do we mean by observe? Now, will you observe your mind? Can you observe your thinking?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
If we go deeper to it.
We'll begin slowly and then go very deeply. We'll begin first by observing our mind working when we are looking at the trees, the hills, the people, the villages, the rural center, and yourself. Now, when you say observe, what do you mean by that? I observe the mountains.
To look carefully, sir.
Huh?
To look carefully and study everything.
To look carefully first. And what do you mean by looking carefully?
Sir, to concentrate on the breathing.
Huh? To concentrate on it. That is, to look, you are saying, means to look with attention. Is that what you mean? Huh? Now, what do you mean, look into it deeply? You are looking at that tree, are you? There is that tree there. Look at it. Do you look at it deeply, understand it?
We relate it, sir.
Huh?
We relate it with something we did. We relate it with something we did before.
That's right. You relate it to something that you have remembered before with regard to that. Right? Right? Think carefully, slowly. You look at the mountain, you look at that thing over there, and you have used the word mountain, which is related to the past, right? And say that's a mountain, right?
Yes.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So, when you look at a tree, you already remember the thing called that, which is a tree. So you say that's a tree. Now, just listen to it carefully. Can you look at at that thing and not call it a mountain?
No, sir.
Try it. Do it. Don't say no. Look, that is observation. You understand? To observe without the word.
Without describing it.
Without,
Without describing it.
Yeah. Without the word, without bringing the past into action.
Sir, when you know it's a mountain, how can you say it's not a mountain?
What's that?
If you know it's a mountain, how can you say it's not a mountain?
I didn't say it's not a mountain. I just said, can you look at that thing high up there without naming it? The naming it means naming it as a mountain. Don't use the word mountain, but just look at it. What?
Why should you do this?
Why should you do it? Because the moment you have said mountain, your mind has already moved away from looking. You got it? Now, carefully examine what I said. Don't accept what I said. Look what I said. I said, when you use the word mountain, you have already moved away from it.
No, so you could.
Just listen. What's your name?
Sanjay.
Chandra.
Sanjay.
Sanjay. You're not Gandhi's son, are you? You're Sanjay. Now, when I say you are Sanjay, what has happened? The word Sanjay has prevented me from looking at you without the word. Because the word Sanjay, I'm used to. I've repeated, you're my Sanjay, right? But the word prevents me from looking at you.
Sir, if I see a mountain,
Get what I'm saying first.
I can't get it, sir, because if I see a mountain, I can look at the mountain, I can see what it is. See
Yes.
it has got rocks, it has got trees
Yes,
and everything.
yes.
I can name it first, there's a mountain.
But can you look at it without naming it?
What do you mean by look at it, sir?
Look at it, sir, and don't call it a mountain. Just look. This is very important for you to understand.
How does it help, sir?
I'll show it to you. I'll show you in a minute. Be patient, will you?
So that means we have to forget the past.
No. Just go slowly, old girl. I'll explain it to you. Understand what I'm saying. What's your name?
Dechu.
Huh?
Dechu.
Dechu. Right. I know you as Dechu. The word Dechu is not you.
What do you mean?
Listen carefully. The word Dechu is not you, is it?
It is, yeah.
It is partly you, not the whole of you.
Yes.
So the word Dechu is not the whole of you, right?
Yes.
Sanjay is not this whole thing, right? It's a name. So just listen carefully. The word microphone is not that. The word is not that. Right? You get it?
Yes.
Be clear.
The whole thing is it's some different thing.
Yeah. So the word, say for instance, the roof, is not the actual fact, is it?
I can't understand you, sir.
Now, you know a door, don't you?
Yes.
The word door is not the actual wood out of which the door is made. So the word is not the thing. Is that clear?
Yes.
Now, remember, bear this in mind very, very carefully.
That means the roof is made of cement, so you cannot say it's a roof. You can have to say what
That's
it
right,
is.
that's right. The roof is not the thing, right?
Yes.
The door is not the actual door.
When made in that way, it is known as a roof.
It's made that way, but it's not the actual fact, is it?
So you're meaning to say wood does not door.
No, dear. Now, my name is K, right? Right? But I am not K, but the word is not me. Got it? The word is not me. The word only represents me. Right? So the word in actuality is not me.
You just call.
Yes. Sanjay is a name of the person. But that person is not the word. Got it?
Yes.
Be clear on this. This is very important to understand. The word mountain is not that.
Yes.
You got it?
Yes.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
You are sure? So, you have learned something very important in life. The word is not the thing.
Sir, the word represents the object.
That's all.
Yes, but why should the word that represents the object come between you and actual observation?
What?
That's what you're saying. The word represents the object. Why should the word come between you and the actual observation?
That's it. But generally, the word comes in between.
No, sir, you call it a mountain. You call it a mountain. The word mountain represents the object. But you look at the mountain. You look at the mountain, you have to call it something. But you can see the mountain for what it is, despite the fact that you're calling it a mountain.
Yes, sir, but wait a minute, a little more complex than that. I'll take you a little further. That is, the word, please bear in mind what I said, the word is not the thing, right? The word Sanjay is not him, right? Clear? Now, when the word comes in between the observer and the observed, the word then distracts.
It stops you from looking at it.
Huh?
It stops you from looking
That's
at
right.
it.
It stops you from looking at you. The word prevents me from looking at you. The word, just listen carefully. The word, the symbol, the reputation. Say, for instance, I've got a reputation. God knows why, but I've got a reputation. Now, if you have built an image about me, right? To look at me, you must be free of image, the reputation, the name, then only you can look at me properly. Got it? Huh? You're sure?
Yes.
So, when you observe, the word mustn't interfere.
But without you,
Go slowly, I'm going on with it. Because the word will prevent me from examining you.
sir. But without my knowledge, I name it at once because I've been always naming it.
That's just it. You're always naming me.
Yes.
You're always naming, just a minute, you're always having an image of me. That's been told to you. That has been, you have listened to it and so on. You have made an image about me. That image is the word. But that image, that word is not actually this thing. So when you want to look at me, you must be free of the word, the image, the name. You understand? Then I can look at you. If I say to you, if I say you are a communist, it's finished. I can't look at you. You understand, sir?
It's the image that interferes, not the name.
What?
It's the image that interferes.
That's it. Is the image, the word, the name prevents me from looking at you if you are a communist. I want to look at you, not the word, not the name. Got it? So it's very important to understand this. Say, for instance, people say, oh, he's a Muslim. Right? The word Muslim has got great many associations. And that word will prevent me from looking at the human being. You got it? You got it, sir?
You leave it at calling him a Muslim.
Huh?
You leave it at calling him a Muslim.
Don't call him a Muslim.
No,
Just
but you leave it.
leave it. That's right.
If you look at a mountain, you just say it's a mountain and you don't look at it. If you don't know it is a mountain, you examine it.
That's right. You've got it. You've got it. Have you? Will you do it? Don't say yes. Do it. Look at that thing, that enormous height, some height, and look at it. See all the lines of it, the stones on it, and so on. But the moment you say mountain, it's finished. You don't look. You got it?
So yes, sir, that is true. But how do we do it? Because we know it's a mountain. We know.
Of course you know it's a mountain, old boy.
So we call it a mountain.
No. I know you call it a mountain. I'm saying, look, forget the mountain. I'm looking at you. Your name is Sanjay. Now, the word Sanjay is not you. The word
Yes.
is not you.
Yes.
So, the word is not you. The word mountain is not that. Got it?
I agree, sir.
Yeah.
But now I have always been conditioned to call it a mountain.
Yes, that's right.
So how do I get rid of it?
No, you don't get rid of it. But see how the word prevents you from looking.
Yes.
That's all.
So then suppose while teaching, sir,
Huh?
you have to show the student first the object and then tell him the name.
That's right.
During teaching.
Huh?
During teaching, he says, you have to first name the object and then tell the student what it
He's
is.
saying just the opposite. While teaching, you should first show the object
And
then
then,
give the name. That's what he's
that's what he's saying. Quite right. You understand how important this is? First, see the object, examine the object, look into the object, then name it. But we name it and forget to examine it. You got it? You're quite sure you got it?
Yes.
You asked that question about observation. Now, this is what I mean by observation. To look without the word, without the name, without the symbol. You understand? Do you understand? What do you mean, no, sir? I've been explaining. You weren't listening, were you? Huh? That's quite right, sir. You asked the question and you forgot to listen to the answer. So I'll repeat it again. The word microphone is not this thing, is it? Right? Is that clear? So the word is never the actual. Now, if I want to look at the actual, I must put aside the word. If I want to see you, I must put aside the name that you are, by which you are recognized. I can look at you then. You understand? Suppose you have prejudice against the Muslims. The word Muslim, you remember with lots of other associations. But to look at that human being whom you have called Muslim, you must forget the word. Then you have some kind of a relationship with him. You understand? So you have learned, listen carefully, you have learned one thing which is very important in life. That is, to look at the human being and not at the word. Right? Not whether he's untouchable or Harijan, is a Vaishya, a Hindu, this, that. You observe the object, you are the object, and you are not the name. You've got this very clearly?
So if you see a foreign person, you have not seen him before.
Yeah.
I mean, the first thing you do is ask him his name.
First, look at it.
Yes, sir, but usually first thing you do is ask him for his name.
I don't understand.
Usually when you see a foreign person.
Foreign person, yes.
Who you not seen before.
I'm a foreign person, yes.
Then at once, first thing I ask you is a name.
Yeah.
Your name.
Yeah, why?
Because that's the only identification we have.
That's all. But the identification prevents you from looking at the human being. Right? Got it? Be clear, because I'm going to go into something which you will presently understand. If this is not clear, you won't understand what I'm saying. Right? Understood? So I'm saying, to observe, don't let the word or the image interfere.
Sir, you said to look at the whole thing, sir.
I'm at the whole thing, right?
If you have to look at the whole thing, you have to take in the name also.
Also, but I said, don't let the name prevent you from looking at the whole. Right? Got it? Now, so you have learned, if you have listened, if you have paid attention, you have learned to observe without the word. Right? Right. That's what I mean by observation. Now, can you observe your mind chattering? Can you observe it?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
You can, can't you? Say, look, I'm chattering.
Always second.
Right? Yes. Now, listen carefully. Listen. First listen. Don't react. First listen.
Yes.
Which is, you can observe the mind chattering, right? Now, is the observer, the one who observes, different from the thing who is observing? Carefully think it out. I'll repeat it. My mind is chattering. And I say to myself, it is chattering, right? I know it is chattering. Now, when the observer says it is chattering, is the observer different from the thing that is chattering? Carefully think it out. Don't answer quickly. Huh? No. They say no. Ask them why.
Yes, sir.
Why do they say it's not? That's just it. Now, he asked, that girl asked, talk about anger. You talked about anger. Sorry, sir, you're not a girl. Which doesn't mean I don't like girls. I have to be awfully careful, haven't I? You are angry. You get angry, don't you?
Yes.
Why do you get angry?
Because I dislike the thing the person is doing.
So, but what he is doing may be correct,
Yes.
but you don't like what he is doing, so you get angry,
Yes.
right? When you get angry, listen carefully, my question. First, listen carefully. At the moment of anger, what is taking place?
There's no love.
Huh?
There's no love. You don't love that person that
No. I'm not saying you don't love that person. When you are angry, you have been angry, haven't you? Most human beings have. And when you are angry, at that moment, there is no you saying, I'm angry, do you? Huh? Right? At that moment, you say, I'm angry. You're just anger. Clear? Clear?
You know you're angry.
No. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen carefully what I'm saying. At the moment of anger, you don't say, I'm angry. Right? So you say, I'm angry only when it's over. Right? Be clear on that point. So, at the moment of anger, there is only a state called anger. Right? A second later, or a minute later, say, I've been angry. Right? Right? So
you could also know, as you get angry, you could know that I'm getting angry.
which means what?
Which means you
Think it out carefully. I'll help you. This is our education, you understand? This is part of education, not only algebra and mathematics or geography or history. This is part of your educating yourself how the way to think, not what to think. Do you understand the difference? Do you understand the difference? Not what to think, but how to think. Right? Right? So when you are angry, at the moment of anger, there is no you. Only a second later you say, I have been angry. I'm asking question, is that anger, listen carefully, is that anger different from you?
of course, sir.
Huh?
It is.
You haven't listened. Is anger different from you? Is envy different from you? When you are jealous, is that different from you?
No, sir, it's because of you that is formed.
Yes, because of you, that exists. But you are that.
Yes.
Huh? Right? Clear?
No, sir.
No? Clear?
So, it arises from yourself. That is, you act according to what you know. Like, sometimes you get angry, sometimes you're happy. So it is in you.
You are. Look, when you have pain, is that pain different from you?
No, sir.
Careful, think it out. Don't answer quickly. You have a toothache, right? Is that toothache different from you? Because you are the body, you are the name, you are all the qualities that you have, right? You have studied so much, all that is you, right? Your name, your form, whether you're a girl or a boy, your form, your characteristics. You understand what I'm? Yes. Your tendency, what your father, your mother, the tradition, all that is you. And the part of you is also anger.
Yes, sir.
Have you listened?
Yes, the anger is a part of you.
That's right. So you can never say anger is different from me. That's very important to understand this.
But we never say that.
Huh?
We never say that.
No, but when you get angry, you try to control it. You try to say it's wrong to be angry. So you, when you condemn it, you are
Condemning part of yourself.
part of yourself. So I am saying the thinker, listen carefully, the thinker is the thought. This is a little bit difficult. So let's keep it very simple. To observe, look at it, look at the object without naming it. That's clear. Then you can observe. If I want to observe you, your name mustn't interfere with me. Then I can look at you. If
So
you're
can't you look at me by addressing me? Or
you just look at you. Huh?
She says in the same way, you must observe your emotions without naming them.
That's right. When you get angry, don't name them, but look at it. You got it? If you learn this, really learn it, it will help you throughout life. If you separate yourself from anger, then you try to control it, don't you? Then you try to suppress it. You try to run away from it. But if you are that, you can't run away. Then a peculiar thing takes place. The very thing that you have been calling anger changes completely. You have to go into this very carefully. You're too young probably to go into this. Huh? How? Now, wait a minute. How do you control it? Anger. Right? Right? Why do you want to control it?
You don't like it, sir.
Huh?
You don't like that situation.
You don't like that situation. But you like something pleasurable and you like that.
You like to keep on it.
You like, see what you are playing. Something you like, you keep. Something you don't like, you throw away. But anger, is that very different from pleasure? The emotion? I won't go into this too, you're too young yet. So, to look at something without naming, keep that simple. Now, we want to know why your mind is chattering, right? And what to do about it, right? First of all, have you ever found out why your mind chatters?
So because
Huh?
you don't have control over it.
No, don't control. I said first, have you observed, have you looked, have you examined why your mind chatters? Goes from one thing to another, right?
Because you know many things.
Huh?
Because you know many things. You know
You know
many
many things, all right.
So
But
you-
why go from one thing to another like a butterfly?
Sir, when I'm walking, I see so many things. All the thoughts come into my head.
Yeah.
And they keep going on and
Yeah,
on.
that's right.
Even
That's,
what I've already seen.
yeah. No,
I'm still thinking of that.
find out, sir, I'm asking you, find out why your mind goes from one thing to another.
Because you're not attentive.
Huh?
Because you're not attentive.
No, I'm not asking you, you're not answering my question. You are thinking about your exams, you are thinking about going up the mountain, you are thinking about playing tennis, you follow? A jumble. Why?
So your mind is yourself.
No,
memory, sir.
I did. Why is your mind chattering? That's one reason, sir, but I want to. Is it, listen carefully, is your mind chattering because it is a habit?
Habit, sir.
Habit.
No, sir.
No?
It's not a habit.
Why not?
It comes to you naturally, sir.
Which may be a habit, which maybe you have inherited from your father, whose
Can
father.
be, sir.
Huh?
It can be a hub.
Yeah, it can be a habit, right?
How can it be, sir?
Huh?
How can it be? It's because of you. No. When you start thinking, you will not say, I'm going to start chattering. I'm not going to make my mind chatter now. You don't say, I'm going to make my mind chatter. and
No,
start
it
thinking."
chatters.
It chatters by itself.
Yes,
That's
sir,
it.
even the habit comes on to you like that.
Yes. You don't understand that? No, I'll explain. First of all, what is a habit? Are you interested in what we are talking about? Huh? What is a habit?
Something which you maintain, sir.
Something which you
Maintain.
maintain. A habit generally means doing something over and over and over and over again, consciously or unconsciously. You understand the word conscious and unconscious? Huh? Without thinking or with thinking. Right? Now, I'm asking you, is your chattering a habit?
Yes.
Huh? It
It's
is.
unconscious.
Huh?
You're not conscious of it.
That's right. So you're repeating it. So, your mind is chattering because it has become a habit. Huh? Right? No?
Yes, sir.
No? What?
You made it an habit.
Huh?
You have made it an habit. And
You have, all right, you have made an unconscious habit of it. Right? That is, your mind is chattering, and that chattering has come because of habit. Right? And also, if it stopped chattering, what would happen?
You would be blank, sir.
No, see what? No.
We begin to feel bored.
No, all right, you begin to feel bored, right? Or you might get frightened.
Yeah, and then we search for something to occupy ourselves.
There's an insecurity in mind.
No, don't introduce too difficult grown-up words here. I want to keep it very, very simple. It is a habit, right? And also, human minds work in tradition, in routine, mechanically. I have done this yesterday, and I do this today.
yes.
Right? Like a machine that keeps on repeating. So.
Does that mean that there should be no routine, sir?
Huh?
Does that mean that there should be no routine?
No
No routine.
Does it mean that there should be no routine?
receiving.
Does it mean that there should be no routine?
First understand what is implied. We'll go into what there should be no routine. Personally, I have no routine. That's what it doesn't matter. Now let's go into it. Mind chatters either because it is a habit, right? Or because it is frightened what might happen if it is not chattering. It might get bored. It might be empty and nervous and lonely. So it keeps occupied. Right? You know what being occupied?
Yes.
So,
But you're always doing something.
Huh?
You're always doing
always doing something. So habit, fear, occupation, right? So the mind chatters for these reasons. Now, why is it frightened or bored when it is not chattering? And therefore, because unconsciously, not knowingly, it might get frightened, therefore it keeps occupied. Say, for instance, a mother is occupied with her cooking, with the house, keeping house clean, doing the beds, and so on, so on, so on. But if she hasn't got to do all that, being occupied, what will she do? You understand? She'll get nervous. She'll get frightened. So, mind says, I might get frightened, therefore let me be occupied.
Yes.
You got it?
Continue thinking.
You are not thinking. You got it?
Why do you get frightened, sir?
Huh?
Why do you get frightened?
Why do you get frightened? Because have you ever tried not doing anything? Not thinking at all? No. If
Sort
you,
of a meditation type.
I'm coming to meditation. That's much more this, I'm slowly leading up to the word meditation. So, mind is occupied, and that occupation has become a habit. And that habit says, chatter. Keep going, going, going. When you wake up and go to sleep, it's chattering. And also it's chattering when it has dreams.
Sir, can you tell us how this habit would have formed?
I'm told you. Our minds like to work mechanically. That's the easiest way of living, right? I find something comfortable and I do it. So, listen carefully. I'm frightened because if my mind isn't occupied, I don't know what to do. I feel lonely, I feel frightened, therefore I keep chattering. Right? Huh?
Because I made myself a chatterbox.
Yes, that's right. You made yourself a chatterbox.
How do we stop it, sir?
I'm going to show you not how to stop it. You know, if you stop something, it'll come back again. If you conquer something, you'll have to reconquer it again. This is a little bit too abstract. So, you know why your mind is chattering? By merely saying, I must stop it, you're not going to stop it, right? Then you will be occupied with stopping it. Got it?
Yes.
Huh?
No, there's nothing to be done.
Yeah.
Just go with that.
That's it. You are learning something, which is don't oppose, don't control, look at it. Observe it very closely. You get it? say your mind is chattering. Look, watch the mind chattering.
And you're only watching that, sir, because the mind is always chattering.
No, you haven't listened.
Yes, if you're doing something like in a class.
No, I'm stick to chattering.
Yes, I mean that. If you're doing something and you observe suddenly that your mind is chattering around.
Yes.
So you have no time to observe it at that time.
No, you're observing something. And your attention goes off to somewhere else. Your thought goes, and another thought comes on. So it keeps on doing this. Now, I'm saying, watch carefully, attend carefully to the chattering. You know the cause of chattering? And if you stop it, it'll come back, right? So, watch it. Just watch it. Don't say, I mustn't chatter, must chatter, it's wrong, it's right. Just watch it.
Sir?
Have you understood what I've said?
Yes, sir. You can stop a habit, sir. But
Yes.
why is it hard to stop your mind from chattering if it is a habit?
Why should it, what?
He's saying
Sir-
you can stop a habit, an external habit, but it's much more difficult to stop.
That's, I
the mind
understand that.
chattering.
You can,
Why is it, sir?
because, Lordy, you can stop smoking. Have you smoked?
No, sir.
I said, good. I'm glad. I've never smoked. Myself, I never smoked. I never drank, all the rest of it. So, you can stop external habit. Suppose if I have a habit of scratching, I can say, well, this is stupid, I can watch it, and say, no, I won't do it, right? That's fairly simple, isn't it?
Yes,
right?
sir.
To stop some external habit, like wiggling, some of these fellows do all the time, like this. You can watch it and stop it, right? Now, the habits which have formed inside are much more difficult, right? Because those habits have a very long story, right? I watched my mother, my father doing this, and I do that. You follow? The habit has a very long story. Until I uncover the story, have read the whole story, until I have done that, habit will go on. Till I know the whole movement of habit, habit will go on. When I know it, habit will stop. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
How, sir?
It's not how. There is no how.
I mean to say, how do you stop your habit after discovering everything?
You don't stop it.
Go with it.
Go with it. That's it. Go with it, understand it, look at it. Don't resist, just look at it. You understand?
See when it occurs.
Yeah, that's right. You're getting it. Slowly get it. How long did it take to learn mathematics? Arithmetic.
It takes very long.
Very long. How many minutes have you given to this?
0, sir.
0. Quite right. So you want to learn about it. So look at it, learn. Don't say, how am I to stop it? All that learn. You understand?
So what's the use of learning about it when you're going to continue with it?
You can't continue. If you learn, just a minute, if you learn that smoking gives you cancer in the lungs, destroys your breathing properly, it affects your brain, it affects your health, doctors have shown this. And if you are at all sane, rational, you say, no, I won't do it.
Sir, there are doctors who say, don't smoke, and in their hand there'll be a cigarette. As they tell you not to smoke.
Don't smoke, the doctor says, and in their hand they've got cigarette. You know what, they're hypocrites. right? Now, I'm coming, please listen to this. We started out how to observe the mountain, right? The word is not the thing. Get that into your skull deeply. The word is never the thing. I can paint a picture of that hill, paint it, but the painting is not that. I can describe the mountain.
The painting is the painting.
That's all, but not that, right? I can describe in a most beautiful language the lines, the beauty, the depth, the shade, but the description is not that, right? You're clear.
Yes.
Absolutely, right? So you learn to observe without the symbol, the word, the image, right? You got it? Can you do it? Do it. Look at that flower. Look at it. Don't name it. Don't say it's rose, it's what's hollyhock. Don't mention any of them, but just look.
Sir,
Huh?
If you are looking at it without naming it, does it mean you are looking at it in a different way each time?
Of course. It means that the word which is interfering with your look, you are looking at it differently each time, because the flower is different each time. It's different in the morning, it's different in the afternoon, it's different in the evening light. You got it?
if I look at that flower there, when I look at it, if I do not know it, if I have never seen it before, then I first look at it and then find out before,
That's
later.
right.
But now think I've seen this girl. Then when I see her again, I'll be first naming her.
Yeah,
I cannot help it.
That's it. So can you stop naming it and look at her? You will, if you see, if you want to understand her, if you want to look at her, if that is your interest, don't let the word interfere. You understand? So you learned, I hope, that the word is never the thing. Right? The husband says, my wife. Huh?
Yes.
The word wife is not her. Got it? Huh? Huh?
It represents her. The word wife represents the lady standing.
Yes, but the word is not her. That's all.
It represents their relationship.
Yes, it represents their relationship. But the relation, I won't go into the whole problem of relationship, but the word represents her. So when the man says she's my wife, he never even looked at her. You follow?
Yes.
It's just my wife. You get the point? Or your father says, my son. So he never says, my son. Now let me look at him. Let me understand him, see what he is. They don't take the trouble, will they? But the moment you say he's my son,
It's understood.
it's understood. You got the idea?
Yes.
Right.
Sir, does it mean looking at something is understanding it?
And yes, understanding it, looking at all the details of it. You've never looked at the details of those flowers, have you?
No, sir.
No. Because you're not interested in it. You will say, oh, that's a flower, and pass by. But whereas,
If I see a rose, I can still look into it and see what each part. I can still see it without. After naming it, I can still see it.
yes, that's right, sir. But if you say that's a rose and walk away,
But you could say it's a rose and then look at it.
yes, but look at it first. Don't call it a rose.
But you can do that also, sir.
Yes, you can do both. But first, look,
Yes.
and then name it if you want to. Got it?
Yes.
Right. Phew. How long it has taken to explain a very simple thing, which is the door, the word door, is not the thing. Right?
Yes.
Clear?
Yeah.
And don't say yes vaguely.
Sir, you said that looking is understanding.
Yes, understanding, wait, understanding, having a relationship to it, going into the relationship, whether you have actual relationship or imaginary relationship, all that is applied.
Now this is a microphone, and I look at it today, and I understand everything in it.
Finished.
What's the use if tomorrow when I see it again, what's the use?
Well, you don't have, because that's not a living thing. Though it's a living thing in atoms and all the rest of it, it's fixed.
So the next day can I name
But the flower is living. Your husband is a living thing. Your wife is a living thing. But when you say, oh, it's my wife, you don't observe the living thing. You got it? What did she say?
She says when you name something, the image comes in the way, and that comes in the way of looking.
That's all. Oh, goodness. Huh? Right? You have understood this? Now let's move. You want to know why the mind is chattering, and you have found out the cause of chattering. You have understood why people chatter, because they may be nervous, they may be frightened, they may be, if they don't chatter, what will they do? If your mind isn't occupied, what will happen?
You have fear.
Fear. So, find out why you have fear, therefore you might not chatter.
Sir? See, sir, somebody says, I'm going to slap you. So you keep quiet. Then automatically you are keeping quiet. You do not question
Of course,
him.
you are frightened.
Of course, because how can you get rid of that fear?
I'm going to show you. I might slap you. I won't.
He says, I will slap you.
Yeah,
If you talk anymore.
yeah.
But, and so you do not talk anymore. You just listen
Yes.
to him. That's
You
all.
get nervous,
Of
frightened,
course.
and you don't.
How do you get rid of that fear?
That fear, tell the teacher, don't slap me.
He may slap you after.
No, I don't want to be slapped.
But sir, if you're doing the wrong thing,
Wait, then the teacher says, my girl, you're doing the wrong thing. Let's talk it over why you are doing it.
I think he is not a patient teacher.
Huh?
I think he is not a patient teacher.
That's right.
And what do you do?
Then help him to be patient.
So how to help him, sir?
Wait, don't shake your head. Help him and help yourself to be patient.
How, sir?
Do it.
Sir, it's possible for the teacher to get angry when you tell him not to slap you, sir.
He says, don't argue with me. What can you do then?
Then go to Mr. Narayan and say, sir, this teacher is not decent. He's trying to frighten me.
But you have made a mistake.
Huh?
But you have made a mistake.
Yes, I made a mistake.
So,
All right, correct the mistake. Don't get angry with me. Don't slap
I
me.
think it has been repeated many times.
Yes. So, what happens? Don't you repeat it every time.
So it is your fault.
Yes. If you repeat it, repeat it.
So you cannot do anything about it.
That's right. If it is a fault of yours, change it.
Yes.
If it is not your fault, then ask the teacher, please, sir, look at it. It's not my fault. I may be mistaken. You follow? Establish a relationship. You understand?
Yes.
Where am I now?
Rishi Valley, sir.
Huh?
Rishi Valley, sir.
That's right. Now it's 10:30. Yes, 25 past. I mean, 25 to 11. Now, have you understood one thing at least? How to observe without the word, without the symbol, without the name. Huh? Will you do it? Do it. Don't say, yes, I agree. Quite right. But if you don't do it,
Promise broken.
huh?
Promise broken.
Yeah, that's all.
The basic function of the brain is to think. So if I'm watching an object, one thought tells me that I am watching the object. So are you trying to imply there is a form of looking without these thoughts?
Have you understood that question, sir? I can't quite make it.
You see, the basic function of the brain is to think. And when you observe, thoughts come in along with observation.
Yes.
Are you implying there's a different kind of observation?
Yes, obviously. Sir, just a minute. What is the function of the brain?
To think.
Wait, don't say to think. Find out. You got a brain.
Yes.
What is its function?
To help me.
Who is you to help? Are you different from the brain?
No, to if I have a thought.
Look, old boy, I asked you something. What is the function of the brain? Huh?
To control our body.
Yeah,
coordinate the whole
to
body.
look after the nervous organism, right? Look after the body. And what else? Go on, think it out. Partly, that's quite right. That is, the brain is functions to preserve the body, to store up the knowledge that you have acquired, mathematics, this or that, right? Right? And what else? Go on, go on. What?
Directing you to do something.
Yeah, directing. Don't say to do something. Directing. What else?
Sir, if you're going to store the knowledge, what's the use when you're going to look at it in a different way?
No, we will come to it, old girl. First find out. I asked what is the function of the brain. One said that look after the organism, right? The other, having knowledge, to use that knowledge carefully, skillfully. What else? Go on. Huh?
To distinguish between something.
To distinguish between something.
Yeah, to distinguish between black and white, between red and blue, between man and woman, between the mountain and the flat field. It's to discern, right? Go on, what else? What?
Relate things.
To relate things.
To relate things. Go on. See all, watch it. Watch your own brain. Don't invent. Huh? To figure out. That is, to remember, listen, all that you have told me is this. To remember, right? To design, figure out, to design, and to communicate.
Differentiates.
Huh?
Differentiate also.
That is to, design is involved in that. All that in that word design means to differentiate, to see the black and white, and so on, so on. So, to remember, to plan out, if you don't like the word design, then to communicate. Now, listen carefully. What did I
Plan
say?
out. To plan out.
To plan out,
To remember.
to remember, to communicate. You can communicate wrongly or rightly. But our brains, after a million years, is heavily conditioned. Right? It says, I'm a Hindu, I'm a Hindu, I'm a Hindu. And the others say, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Muslim. Or I'm a Christian, Christian. Right? So, and also the brain says, I must have protection. right? I must be protected, otherwise I can't function. That means the brain must be secure. Got it? So it says, I'm secure in saying I'm a Hindu. Right?
Yes.
But being a Hindu is an illusion. It's just an invention.
Yes, sir.
So,
God is also an invention.
huh?
God is also an invention.
Quite right. God is an invention. But brain says, in the word God, I'll take protection. Protection, design, remembrance, communication. That's the function of the brain. Got it? What do I mean? I am communicating something to you now. Right? I'll tell you a story.
Side with relief.
Huh?
Side with relief.
Huh?
Some of them side with relief.
Sigh of relief. Quite right. I'll tell you a story. In the telling of the story, you are going to listen, aren't you? Right? And that is communication. The telling and the listening. Have you understood this? The telling, I am telling you, and you are listening. If you don't listen, I can't tell you. Right? You want this story? A sigh of relief, as this chap says. I don't know. All right, I'll tell you a story. Have you heard of a place called Ranikhet? Huh? It is beyond Delhi, about 100, 200 miles north, east, isn't it? Isn't it? I was staying there with a friend, and the friend left for some reason. A man, he couldn't, because his son was ill, so he left. A few days afterwards, a man comes to me. I didn't understand his language, but Parameshwaran translated it to me. You know Parameshwaran?
Yes, sir.
Huh? You don't know him?
Yes, sir. I know him.
So he says, a tiger killed a cow. And if you want to see the tiger, I'll arrange it. He said, I'll put on a machan, put a platform on a tree, and we'll tie a goat at the bottom, and the bleating of the goat will attract the tiger, and then you can see it. And I said, I don't want to see the tiger under those circumstances, right? Because killing a goat for my curiosity is absurd, right?
Yes.
Cruel. So I said, sorry, I don't want to see it. So that afternoon, I said, let me go into the forest, and perhaps I might see it. You understand the story? Huh? You understand?
Yes, sir.
What are you smiling at?
Nothing, sir.
Don't you believe what I'm saying? Huh? Is that it? Hey, is that it?
No, sir.
What are you smiling at there? Huh? Come on, sir. What is it you're smiling?
Nothing, sir.
Come on. Be brave. I won't frighten you.
No, sir, you don't frighten me.
So either you listen. I'm telling you facts. I'm not the kind of person who will invent. You understand? I won't tell lies.
No, you're trying to make us understand through listening. You told us that you should listen.
Yes.
So you're telling the story to make us listen.
No. That's only part of it. If you're not interested in it, don't listen. You understand? So that afternoon, towards the evening, I said, I must go and see the tiger. I am telling you facts. I'm not exaggerating. Yes. I'm not telling lies. I wouldn't do that because I'm not a hypocrite. I don't want to be a hypocrite. I don't pretend to be a hero. You follow? I don't pretend to be a great man. Nothing. I'm just telling you the facts. So I start out. I was high up and came down the hill and went into the forest. I walked about half an hour. It was getting a little dark. And suddenly, everything around me became quiet. Birds stopped singing. The absolute silence. And I said, this is very odd. And I realized some dangerous thing was near. You understand? That is, probably the tiger was very close. And you have never been in a forest, have you?
I've been.
And when danger appears, there's quietness. Because all the animals are frightened.
I read about it in books.
Yeah, you read about it in books. So this happened to me. Everything was absolutely quiet. And I said, by Joe, there is danger. Listen carefully. I'm telling you the truth.
Yes.
There was danger. So my mind said, it was curious. I said, let's go and find out. I came down all that way to see the tiger. So the silence indicated there was some danger. Probably the tiger was very close. So my mind wanted to go, my body refused. You understand?
Yes.
So I said, no, let's go. So it went and got behind a tree, big tree, and stood there. And the mind wanted to go on, but the body refused. No, this is, you believe all this. I mean, I'm not trying to make you believe, these are facts. So I stood there, and the body wouldn't move, and presently, about 5 minutes or 2 or 3 minutes later, the birds began, the noise of the forest began, and all the rest of it. The tiger must have gone. So I said, I'm so sorry, I didn't see the tiger. So I come back, and I pass an opening, a clearing in the forest, and again there was extraordinary quietness. There was the quietness of little noises, but not big. So I said, the body wasn't frightened. Then I looked round, there was nothing. So I look up. On the trees, there were about 50 langurs, you know, the big monkeys? You don't know big monkeys with black faces, with long curving tail, and big animals, they're about that high. They were all sitting around down the tree with their little babies looking at me. You understand? So I looked at them, and they looked at me, and we stood there looking at each other for a little while, and the silence broke, because they were a little nervous to see me in their middle. So I went back, and I never saw the tiger, which I really wanted to see. Right. What?
Nothing.
Good. Now it's 10 to 11. We better stop, don't you? Do you want to sit quietly for a minute? Do it only if you want to. It's all right. If you want to play, play. If you want to sit quiet, sit quiet. Right.